Hi, today I found out and admitted to myself that I have this compulsive tendency to always place myself in a position where I cannot help myself, in a position where I am powerless and filled with guilt, regret, and shame. And in seeing this pattern and how it played out in the past, I stopped it before I went into that. I stopped it before I went into that. Yeah, yeah. Mm. And today, well, okay, yesterday when at around 5:30, 6 o'clock, I went to participate in a charity sailing race that lasted 24 hours, and I was doing shifts, 4 hour to 6 hour shifts, and I've never been to this place before, this yacht club. So I researched, I went on Google, I found how to get there. But then after a message sent to me by my friend who was also going, I doubted my own research. And instead of trusting my own research and trusting the yacht club's website's method of travel routes, I placed all trust in my friend. And I noticed that in doing that, I got lost very easily. And in seeing this and asking myself the question, do I trust my friend or do I trust my own research? I decided that I was going to go with my research, go with my planned travel route, route, and things were a lot more certain when I trusted myself as the information I collected for myself. So within that, it revealed to me a pattern within me, a pattern of looking up, yeah, looking up to other people for guidance, for reassurance, and for confidence. Because as I've mentioned several times before in writing and maybe in a few of my blogs, I always looked up, looked only looked towards people for praise, so that I may feel good about myself. Because at the time I totally and utterly did not allow and accept myself any self praise or any uh, positive self comments. So even though I would be, let's say, having trouble finding an example, a positive attribute of me as my personality. You see, I see, I've only focused on what I was lacking, what I am lacking, and never considered what I already have. My ability to, my accepted and allowed ability to explore myself and be candid with myself about how I feel. If I asked the past me whether I was honest with myself about how I felt, I would admit that to you as me. I would admit that to myself as who I am now, but I would never give myself that point. I would never not congratulate, I would never give credit to myself where credit is due. And I totally focused on the negative aspect of myself. And within that, I destroyed. I destroyed my own self-certainty and self-confidence, such that my very first observations of itchy throat, my very first observations of how arrogance is destructive for all, I no longer trusted my own observation the way I trusted my observation with the very first one of, wow, arrogance just does all of these things that don't help anyone. I do not want to be arrogant, and not want in not wanting to become arrogant, and slowly but surely destroying my own self-confidence in being certain that what I see is actually what's there. I I forgot what I was about to say. And also another pattern within me of being losing myself within details and never considering the big picture and details equally. And maybe that's why I cannot see clearly in far distances, because I'm so engrossed in the details that I don't see the big picture. It makes sense. Speaking of seeing clearly, there are periods of time when I would allow and accept myself to consider the big picture more and then my sight would clear up a bit noticeably, and then I would identify with the thought of, but this isn't me. I'm not supposed to have um, I'm not supposed to see clearly in far distances. And that was fascinating because it shows how I can indeed identify myself in all of the problems that I have. So when clearing, exploring, and deleting problems within myself, a reminder to myself to consider and be watchful of whether I am still identifying who I am within that problem. Anything else? Hmm, homework, but I think I've spoke enough about that, and all I can do at this point is push through it. There are lots of reactions towards doing homework for me, lots of resistance, and it's a chance for me to be more self-honest with myself. I said in a previous vlog, once upon a time, that, oh, in writing, I'm that my experience is only difficult when I am dishonest with myself, when I am self-dishonest, and that everything's simple if I see myself in self-honesty. Self-assisting point, and simple to gauge whether I am self-honest or not. That's all I have to share for today. Thank you for watching.